Hey girl, hey, I'm Kyla Walker and welcome to Wakati Hair's Crown Series. We know that Black women and our hair are a never-ending conversation, one with lots of opinions. And today Wakati Hair has given me the space and the agency to create a respectful and open conversation with some pretty dope women all about our hair. Joining me today are two dynamic women that represent a duality of textures and advocacy. We have the one and only Michaela Angela Davis. She is a purveyor of style, beauty, hip hop culture, and she is no stranger to Black hair advocacy. Also with us is Brittany Cunningham. Brittany is a powerful writer, activist, educator. I mean, you name it. This lady has so many titles. And dare I say, the two of them together represent the voice of the culture in so many ways. Okay, ladies, so let's just dive right in. I'm really excited to have this conversation. Today, you're giving us a little Bobbiana, if you will.
You know, trying for the summer.
I'm loving.
The streets are calling my name,
Ooh,
as it were.
The streets are calling your name.
I'm trying to be free.
And Michaela, you always show up in your glory with your gorgeous crown, and your hair always feel like it's sort of your signature in how we've seen you. Was that intentional?
Yeah, totally intentional. Look, as light-skinned as I am, because in DC it was light-skinned.
Light-skinned.
Right. I needed to be connected to the Black girls in my neighborhood, the Black women in my life immediately. So I'm a Black girl with blonde hair that's light-skinned. So my thinking was, if it's an afro, you'll get it right away. The ambiguity can be hurtful sometimes, you know, especially when you just want to jump in the playground and be with the girls, and you know, so if you're Black and blonde, you make decisions.
Talk about this hair that you are rocking today and just how it represents you, if you will.
I mean, for me, hair is an expression of agency, right? When we haven't always been able to exercise that.
Yep.
So the fact that I can teach myself how to do different styles, because let me tell you, during quarantation,
girl,
I was twisting, I was plaiting. I finally entered the exclusive club of Black women who know how to cornrow. I was no longer in exile, right? This life is busy, especially in activism work. You gotta be ready to pick up and go, baby.
Girl, talk about it.
So when you braid that sucker down, protective styling is as much a form of that agency as anything else.
So as Black women, we have a range of textures. I mean, you see it right here with the three of us, a range of textures. And oftentimes though, it's multiple textures on one head, right?
Yeah.
Talk about your journey to be comfortable with your hair and have agency over it and who you are.
It took me some time. I'll never forget, I was in my late 20s, and I was the executive director of an education organization. And I was on my way to a meeting with a dean of a college of education that we were partnering with. And I walked into her office and I had braids. This was the first time we were meeting. And she just kind of looked at me and said, nice to meet you. So the next time I came back, you know, because I like to switch it up, my hair was short. It was natural, but it was blown out. I was feeling good, but I walked in and she goes, you should never change your hair back. This looks so professional. So of course, the next time I saw her, I had braids like all the way down past my waist, right? I got the Senegalese twist, the tiny ones. I sat in the chair all day. But what I realized was that even in deciding to make that choice, I was giving her far too much power.
Think about it, only Black girls have the distinction protective styles. That's a metaphor, right, for how we have had to move through the world. So there's this need for protection, but at the same time, this ability to shapeshift, to communicate, to create, to defy, all through the lens of our hair. You know, our hair is a metaphor for our humanity. You know, walking into a meeting with braids down to your butt as an act of resistance, first of all, that's fly. No, you know, at 20-something, that's a lot. I have been challenged to, like, you could just lay it down. Like, literally, why don't you just, like, lay her down, you know? And no, because I don't feel like that's, like, I lay down in this world. But at the same time, this morning, you know, I woke up knowing that this, you know, mixed Black girl had her hair cut by a librarian at school. Yeah. Like, cut her, like,
to make it easy.
Yeah, to make it easy.
To make us easier. Yeah. I do think that there's so much power in what Michaela was just saying, because our hair has been our crowning glory, right? And it has also been a source of opportunity.
Yes.
That in so many of the spaces where Black women first became entrepreneurs, first became creatives, first became innovators and inventors, it was in the hair space, right? And I mean, look, you can scroll Instagram right now and see whole scientists and artists laying down lace fronts and doing complicated braiding patterns. I mean, this stuff is intense and beautiful and takes so much commitment and dedication and power and brilliance. And we should be honored for that. We shouldn't be seen as problematic for that, as difficult for that. Actually, that complexity is what makes us beautiful. You wish you could.
Yes, you wish.
You wish you had the range. You wish you could shapeshift like this.
The beauty shops throughout this country were places where Black people registered to vote, where Black women organized. So beauty shops are community gathering hubs. They hold communities together, and they have been for generations.
Thank you, ladies, so much for being so open with us. As we have talked about today, our crowns are to be celebrated and embraced in all of their glory. And obviously, thank you for tapping into this conversation. Remember that good hair is healthy hair, and yours is naturally beautiful just as it is.